video is going to be a birthday book haul of sorts. I have quite a few books that I've acquired over the past couple of weeks. Some just sort of spur of the moment in our local supermarket. Some I got for my birthday and some I chose out on my birthday. So a lot of books to show you, so let's just jump right in. No particular order. Well, I'll try and go in some order. The first one is sort of the only one that I randomly got, and I actually got this from work. We have a sort of like charity section where you can get like books and puzzles and things like that, and paperbacks are 50p, hardbacks are £1. I actually only had £1, so I just paid £1 for it, which is still good. And that is Nicholas Sparks' The Notebook. I saw this and was like, I need to get that. I've never read the book, I've never watched the film, so I only know hearsay of like what other people have said. This is what I'm currently reading or trying to read at the moment. I've not overly got into it. I started it earlier in the week. I'm on page 49, and even though it's quite a small book, it's like taking me longer than I thought to read. I have read a couple of Nicholas Sparks books in the past. The one I can only really think of right now is Dear John, but I thought because it's such like a cult classic that I would pick it up, and for £1 I thought it was a bargain, so I got that one. That's what I'm reading at the moment. Let's move on to the two that I actually purchased on my birthday. I went out shopping with my mum. We had a right girly day and it was just really nice, and we went into Waterstones, and it's not often that I actually get to go in a proper bookshop. I mean, nothing compares to the bookshops in America, and I cannot wait to go to Books A Million when we're there. But I did pick out these two books. The first one is The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. This, by the sounds of it, is a bit sort of dystopian and sort of almost sci-fi. I haven't read something like this in a long time. Like dystopian, I've not read for ages, and I used to love that. I was all about that, and I think I just sort of got tired of reading sort of the same sort of things over and over. But this one really appealed to me. I also love the fact that it's like a hardcover without a dust jacket. I love that. I will read you the back of the book. It says, January is a dying planet, divided between a permanently frozen darkness on one side and blazing endless sunshine on the other. Humanity clings to life, spread across two archaic cities built in a sliver of habitable dusk. Oh, what a mouthful. But life inside the cities is just as dangerous as the inhabitable wastelands outside. Sophie, a student and reluctant revolutionary, is supposed to be dead after being exiled into the night. Saved only by forming an unusual bond with the enigmatic beasts who roam the ice, Sophie vows to stay hidden from the world, hoping she can heal. But fate has other plans, and Sophie's ensuing odyssey and the ragtag family she finds will change the entire world. So I was really drawn to the fact of this, like, it's on a different planet, and I like love like anything to do with space and dystopian aspects and sci-fi. So I picked it out. It does sound more like young adult. It wasn't in the young adult section, but I think it probably is. This retails usually for $14.99. It says just $12.99 on the front, and then I did get a discount. £2 money off. Oh, so that was the £2 off this book. And then I also had, because it was in Waterstones and I have a Waterstones card, I actually had £10 on that card, so I basically got this book for like £2.99, so I thought that was pretty good. I don't often use my Waterstones card because I mainly purchase online or like in Tesco's when they have their deals, but that was quite a nice little surprise. And then the other one I got was Lisa by Lisa Ludecki, A Storm of Ice and Stars, and how beautiful. Both of those covers super beautiful. And this one says, when red lights appear in the night sky, fear and suspicion fall over Jana's village like a blanket of snow. The borders are barricaded in a desperate attempt to keep out the plague. No one will be permitted to enter lest they bring infection with them. But Jana refuses to turn her back on those beyond her own village, and is chased away in the wilds of the island by her people. As death creeps closer like a winter frost, can Jana survive storm-ravaged plains and far-flung mountains where danger and darkness always lies in wait? So again, a little bit dystopian, and I just thought it was really interesting, you know, the twist of like the plague and then going like being exiled, and I just thought it was really just interesting. This is a young adult book as well, so it would be nice to sort of go back and sort of delve into that. I've not read any YA fiction for a very, very long time actually, and it would be nice to sort of delve back into it a little bit. So I got those two. Shall I go through the ones Darren bought me for my birthday? So the two I actually asked for, one of them was this one. This is Those People by Louise Candlish. I saw this on Waterstones Online. It's got beautiful blue edging on it. This is a signed edition with a bonus short story. And that has her signature inside. As you know, if you follow me, any of my book videos, I love a signed book. And this just sounded really interesting to me. It says, "You don't like them, they're not like you. Are you one of those people? Until Darren and Jodie move in, Lowland Waste is a suburban paradise, beautiful homes, friendly neighbours, kids playing out in the street. But Darren and Jodie don't follow the rules, and soon disputes over loud music and parking rights escalate to threats of violence. Then, early one Saturday, a horrific crime shocks the street. As the police go house to house, the residents close ranks and everyone's story is the same. They did it. But there's a problem. The police don't agree, and the door they're knocking on next is yours." So again, sort of a like more my usual reading of late. That sort of thriller mystery, which I love. So it'll be interesting to read this. She is the same person that did the book Our House, if you can see that, and I have read that and I believe I quite liked it. So yes, got that one. And also I just want to like throw in very quickly, I have had to expand my bookcase to my like, it was like a knitting, like held all my wool and yarn, but I've had to like eliminate the top two and make extra room for my books, because I just needed more room. So at the moment I've got one that's just like card bags, and the other one was housing all these books, so I'm not quite sure, because that's not really my like to be read shelf. I've got it sort of down here, so I may have to move some other books over there, but we will see what happens. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in, that I've had to expand this. I need to do sort of probably a book declutter at some point, but it's so hot upstairs and summer is not the time for a declutter, so we will wait until it gets a bit cooler. The other book I should mention that Darren got me, sorry this is a bit all over the place, the other book he got me was the new Louis Theroux book. It's not out I think until like October time, but that was a signed edition as well, which I'm super excited about because I love Louis Theroux. So he did purchase me that, but obviously that won't be delivered until it gets released. So yeah. And then the rest of the books I believe we got in Tesco's. We did a sort of late night Tesco trip, which is not the thing to do. We thought, hey, let's just go out, have a little browse. Like, we probably only needed 2 things from there and we came out with way too much. And the books in Tesco, I think, personally, are quite good value for money. They usually have a 2 for £8, well, they always have 2 for £8 deals on, and so we ended up getting quite a few books. Darren sort of picked out a few as well for me that he thought I might like, and sort of included it in like a little birthday haul. I will be doing a separate sort of birthday haul of like non-book stuff that I got, so I'll record that after, and that should be up either before or after this. So let's just delve in because I did get quite a few books. So the first book is actually not like fiction, but it is this one, and this is Declutter Your Life. This was in with like all the magazines and like the mindfulness sort of section and organising, minimalist, those sort of ones, and I've seen this a couple of times and I was like, I really would quite like that. So it's literally a nice little, almost like a workbook, and you know, there's some tips and articles about decluttering and things like that. And I thought when I do my next declutter, this is going to be super nice to read and work my way through. It goes through all aspects of the house, so kitchen and utensils, what else, and like finding, it tries to tackle more so the root of the problem, why you're accumulating all this stuff, why do you need to declutter, that sort of thing, and going through little tasks and work sheets that are going to sort of help you to keep the declutter in place and analyze why you're doing it, in a sense. I'll just flick through some of the pages so you can like pause that if you want. So it does have some articles, and then it also has some gorgeous like illustrations in it, and it's just one of those very aesthetically pleasing little workbooks that you could just like take. And I'm thinking maybe I'll take this on the plane, I'll take it to do on holiday maybe, and then when I come back I can be like, oh, I'm in a declutter mood. So yes, and that was $9.99. So we will see how it goes. If I read it and think it's worth doing, I might do a review on it. We shall see. So I got that one, and then the rest of them, let's start with the like 2 for £8 ones. So I got 4 in the 2 for £8, so 4 for 16. The first one is The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. Is what it looks like, and it says, how much do we really know about our families? When they first meet, Lucy's mother-in-law Diana never really approved of her. That was 5 years ago. Now Diana has been found dead, a suicide note near her body claiming she no longer wanted to live because of a battle with cancer. But the autopsy finds no cancer. The autopsy does find traces of poison and suffocation. Why would Diana lie? Why has her will changed at the 11th hour? And why did the police get the sense that everyone in this perfect family knows a little more than they're letting on? So that sounds like a really gripping mystery thriller. Slightly different to some others that I've read. I thought the interesting like mother-in-law dynamic was something that I've not read too much of. So picked that one up. Then I picked up The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. That's what that looks like. And it says, what did she see? It's been 10 months since Anna Fox last left her home. 10 months during which she has haunted the rooms of her old New York house, lost in her memories, too terrified to step outside. Anna's lifeline to the real world is her window, where she sits watching her neighbours. When the Russells move in, Anna is instantly drawn to them. A picture-perfect family, they are an echo of the life that was once hers. But one evening, a scream rips across the silence and Anna witnesses something horrifying. Now she must uncover the truth about what really happened. But if she does, will anyone believe her, and can she ever trust herself? So I believe it's like set in New York. I thought that was like nice because obviously I read a lot of British set ones. So I thought it'd be nice to read a thriller set in New York. So again, another one I'm excited to read. And then the other two I got in the 2 for £8 were these. So this is Who Killed Ruby by Camilla Way. That's what that one looks like. And it says, if you never know what's going on behind closed doors. If you passed it on the street, you'd see an ordinary London townhouse. You might wonder about the people who live there, assume they're just like you. But inside, a family is trapped in a nightmare. In the kitchen, a man lies dead on the blood-soaked floor. Soon the police will come and they'll want answers. Perhaps they'll believe the family's version of events, that this man is a murderer who deserved to die. But would that be the truth? So again, another thriller which sounded very gripping. And then the one that's not a thriller, which I've already read and loved this book, was The Prison Doctor. This is by Dr. Amanda Brown. She is currently still a prison doctor, and this follows her time going through some of the most notorious jails in Britain. She starts off in sort of like a young offenders institute for under 18s, and then she moves to a male prison, and then she moves eventually to a female prison, and I believe that's where she still is now. And I found this so gripping. I read it in like 2 days. It combines two of my favorite things to read about, which is like medical and prisons. I find documentaries about those two really interesting, so it was like the perfect book for me, and I really enjoyed it. You could sympathize not only with Amanda and her job, but she also made you sympathize for some of the prisoners, which sounds really crazy because, you know, they're in there for a crime, but you did feel this empathy towards them, and you could see how some of their upgrowings and the environments they've been in have led to their time in prison. And it was really sad to see that like some of the men and women were happier being in prison because it meant they were freer than what they were in the outside world, because of someone controlling their life, whether it be a family member or a partner. They felt that they had more freedom doing the crime they did and now ending up in jail, which is really sad to think about. But I would totally recommend this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Can't say enough good things about it. The next one I got was Claire Mackintosh, After the End, and I actually saw this like the week later in the Waterstones when we went this week, and it was a signed copy, and I was really like, I had to pull myself back from buying that one because I was like, I've already got a copy, I don't need to buy that one just because it's a signed one. And I had everything in me to like not get that. So this one, it says, Max and Pip are the strongest couple you know, only now they're facing the most important decision of their lives and they don't agree. As the consequences of an impossible choice threaten to devastate them both, nothing will be the same again, but anything can happen after the end. So this was one Darren sort of picked up and was like, I'm going to get this for you and you're going to read it at some point. So that was sort of his picking. And then he picked out 2 originally. The first one, which I will show you, and then also, is it Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman? I've seen that. Obviously it's a very popular book, but for some reason it just doesn't like spark for me. I'm not sure why, so I picked out another one instead, which has been on my radar for a while, and I will show you that in a second. So the one that he picked out on his own was The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown. These two are both like YA, and it says, Sydney's dad is the only therapist for miles around their small Ohio town. He knows everybody's secrets. He is also unexpectedly dead. Is grief-stricken Sydney paranoid, or is it kind of weird that the police can't find an explanation for the car crash that killed him? And why was June Copland, homecoming queen and the town's golden child, at his funeral? Sydney and June grow closer in the wake of the accident, but it's clear that not everyone is happy about their new friendship. So YA, again, that I'm excited to read. It's got that mystery thriller element. It's also got a really cool like front cover to it. Oh, that's weird. It's like almost like a double front cover. That's cool. And then this is the one that I have had on, like, keeps popping up on like social media as being like a suggested thing, like an advertisement, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna need to pick that up. And this is The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. I think it's basically set after like Disney, obviously. And it says, let's read the back. It says, let's look at what we know. Did Anna kill Owen Chen? Yes, she did. The point of this case, ladies and gentlemen, is why. Welcome to the Kingdom, a dazzling fantasy theme park where happily ever after is not just a promise, but a rule. 7 beautiful fantasists, half human, half android princesses are programmed to make wishes come true no matter what. But when fantasist Anna meets theme park worker Owen, her fairy tale ends in blood. Now she's on trial for experiencing human emotions beyond her programming and must come face to face with what she is and what she's done. But the truth is dangerous and no one wants the kingdom to fall. So this is like a bit of like murder, a bit of sci-fi, dystopian, a bit of like fantasy. It's like literally everything, and I think it's going to be a really cool one to read. It had elements to me of the Kingdom Keepers series, which I love, which I really want to reread before we go away to Disney. And yes, this is definitely going to be one that I'd probably pick up very, very soon, because that sounds really, really good. So those were all the books that I have picked up recently. So the last thing I just sort of wanted to mention that was book related is some new bookmarks I got. I haven't bought bookmarks in a very, very long time. I'm quite specific on the bookmarks that I like. My favourite are these magnetic ones. I actually got one for my birthday, and that's downstairs. Oh no, it's not, it's here. So I might as well just show this in this video. This is, I believe, from Not on High Street, and I did put it on like my wish list. It's quite a large bookmark, which I wasn't expecting, but I think it would be quite good anyway. And it's this personalised leather bookmark, and it just says Sophie's bookmark. You can get it personalised on both sides, but Darren just did the one there. Let me show you what it looks like. So it is quite a big bookmark, but I think it is really cute, and that is gonna just like last you forever, whereas like the paper ones, they after a while, which is why I needed some new bookmarks, they sort of just like broke and fell apart. So I got these on Amazon. They were $3.99 for all these. As you can see, I'm using one, but they come with some foxes, some raccoons, some red squirrels, and then a little badger. So there was loads to choose from, but I got these, and on the back they've got little arrows on them, so you can put them in sort of either way and really mark where you've got to in your book. So I got those as well. So that's all the books that I've got to show you today. 12 books in total, can you believe? I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy any more books until we go on holiday, because we all know that I'm not good at keeping to that. But I am going to try. I do have a lot of books now on my to be read shelf, and over a lot of different categories as well, so hopefully there'll be something that always like sparks my interest. So we're going to try and be really good with books now, and hopefully I won't buy any until we go on holiday. And yeah, that's all that I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching this birthday book haul. If you've read any of these books, or you're looking to add any to your to be read shelf, let me know, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye guys!